Guys, so we're moving on to our third topic of the day. We're going to be talking about periodicity. Periodicity is just that concept of always coming back to the same value. So in our unit circle, once again, our radius is going to be 1. But as you start to go around the unit circle, we're going pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi, and then it keeps going. And what's going to happen is every single time we loop around, we're going to be ending up at the same values. Also on this, when you guys are looking at different values for it, we're going to start finding that if we're looking at specific coordinates, that kind of looks like a polyrath or a polyworld. With this, what you're going to start to see is different values will also still give you that same exact value for it. So for this, if you guys are looking at these 2 points, they have the same y value. They do not have the same x value, though, if you guys are looking at the actual triangles for it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about where our values are going to be the same, and then when are they going to also run back into it. And essentially what we're going to do is go through and look at sine and cosine in terms of this. So the first problem, as we're looking at it, says ABC measures pi over 3 rads. This right here, this angle is going to be pi over 3 rads. And now that we know that, we're able to form this triangle here. And this triangle is going to have an x-coordinate of 0.5 and a y-coordinate of 0.87. Okay. And once again, this is your x and your y, or you guys can think about it this way as your cosine and your sine. Okay. So with that, we're able to go through and we're able to answer questions and determine where other coordinates, what their cosine and their sine values are going to be. Okay. In this quadrant, we know that both of our values are going to be positive. And in this quadrant, we know that we're going to have a negative and a positive. So this is now going to be negative, and we know that this is going to be a positive. Okay. When we're looking at the first problem, it's asking us to find the measure of the angle ABD. It is 2 pi over 3 rads. Okay. What's the approximate coordinate of D? What are the coordinates of D? So with that, we're able to look and determine just by looking at this that our 2 triangles, oh, there's a pointer on here now, that we have 2 triangles that actually have the same, appears the same y values, and then the x values are just going to have the opposite sign. Instead of going in the positive direction, we're going to be going in the negative direction. So if we're looking at that, we're able to just determine real quickly that we can find that we're going to have a negative and a positive once again, and that they're going to have the same values up here, but just different signs. So we're going to have negative 0.5 for cosine, and then 0.87 for our y value, our sine value. Once again, this is cosine, and then this is sine. Specifically, this is cosine and this is sine of our angle measure. This angle measure was 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3. Okay. Now, when we do this, we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to have to find where 5 pi over 3. Luckily enough, they already kind of gave us a coordinate over here to look at. So we're going to be going to this coordinate. And if you think about it, this is pi over 3. This is 2 pi over 3. This is 3 pi over 3. 4 should be somewhere in here. And 5 is going to be somewhere over here. So this is 5 pi over 3. Why did I put a 6 there? Okay. From there, what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and determine the values. The first thing you guys should notice is all these triangles, they look to be very similar, just in different quadrants. Specifically, in this quadrant, our x value is going to be positive, and our y value is going to be negative. So we're going to have a positive, and then we're going to have a negative sine value for that. And so with that, all of our values are still going to be the same, except for they're going to have different signs. So we're going to have positive 0.5 and then negative 0.87. Okay. Thank you guys very much. You have a practice